What if I told you this? Every person you envy is just you without hesitation. That one sentence completely changed how I saw myself, my potential, and honestly, my excuses. There was a period in my life where I watched creators post every single day. And I felt this ache in my body. And not because I didn't think I could do it. I knew I could, but I didn't feel ready. I didn't feel confident. I didn't feel like I was the person who can show up consistently. And every single day that I hesitated, my envy got louder. Until one day it clicked. I actually wasn't envying the results. I was envying their agency, their decision to stop negotiating with their potential. That's what I envied. And it's that internal conflict of knowing that there's more inside you than the way you're currently showing up. And that friction, that's the real trigger. And most people think that envy is rooted in lack, but envy is actually rooted in proximity. You envy the person who feels close to you, the one whose life feels 1 or 2 decisions away, the one who represents the path you almost took. It's the gap, it's the almost, the near miss, the version of you that you see so clearly in someone else that you can't unsee it. And that gap creates tension. It creates restlessness. It creates this internal pull that says, wake up, you're meant for more than this. And this is why envy hurts, because it's pointing directly to your potential. You aren't behind, and you never were. You're just hesitating. You've been waiting for the right time, waiting for the confidence, waiting for the clarity, waiting for someone to choose you, waiting for fear to get smaller. But life doesn't reward the person who waits. Life rewards the person who decides. And that person that you envy, well, they just decided earlier than you. That's it. They didn't win something you lost. They didn't take your opportunity. They didn't get ahead. They just went first. And that's the difference. You can stay jealous of the people doing what you know you can do, or you can become the person who does it too. So here's a reframe that changes your life. Envy is not a flaw. Envy is a compass. It draws a perfect circle around the life you're meant to build. You envy the bold, the consistent, the expressive, the free, the creative, the disciplined, the unapologetic. And why is that? Well, because that's you. Under the layers of perfectionism, hesitation, fear, and waiting, that's who you are. Envy is just the emotional signal that says, this direction, this desire, this life, this is where you're meant to go. And when you start treating envy as guidance instead of shame, your entire world expands. So here's how you're gonna use envy as a weapon instead of a wound. 1, notice who triggers you. That person is a mirror. 2, identify what you actually envy. Is it the consistency, the boldness, the voice, the freedom, the discipline? What is it? 3, translate that into a blueprint. If you envy her confidence, practice confidence. If you envy his creativity, create more. If you envy their courage, take your first bold action. 4, ask yourself, what would me without the hesitation do? Then do that. And 5, turn your envy into an invitation. Envy plus action equals evolution. Most people stay stuck because they misinterpret envy. They think, I'm behind, I'm not good enough, she's better than me, I missed my chance, I'm too late. But none of that is true. Envy doesn't show up when you're behind, it actually shows up when you're aligned. It shows up when you're close, when you're capable, when you're ready, but you're resisting. The only difference between envy and inspiration is how much you trust yourself. If you trust yourself, envy becomes drive. But if you doubt yourself, envy becomes pain. So here's the identity shift you make once you understand this. You stop seeing people as competition and you start seeing them as previews. They're not living your dream, they're showing you that your dream is possible. You stop shrinking around people that you admire and you start studying them. You stop feeling threatened and you start feeling awakened. You stop asking, why not me? And you start asking, when will I choose me? And the people that you envy become evidence, not obstacles. And that version of you that felt small starts to rise. And this part is especially real. You don't envy someone because they're better. You envy them because they're bolder. They speak without apologizing, but you still soften your voice. They take up space. You still shrink slightly. They stopped caring about approval, but you're still trying to earn permission. They chose themselves, but you're still choosing hesitations. And that's okay, but be honest about it. Because the moment you admit that, you become free enough to change it. So let me leave you with this. Every person you envy is a reminder of the life you are capable of living. They're not ahead of you, they're not luckier than you, and they're not more chosen than you. They are simply you without hesitation. And sooner or later, you have to decide. Are you going to keep watching mirrors walk by? Or are you finally going to become the version of you they've been reflecting all along? Because envy isn't a threat, it's a calling. And it's been calling your name. This is day 38 out of 100 bold. I appreciate you. And I'll see you tomorrow at 7 a.m. And remember, to act bold, you need to be kid brave again.